Last time we delved into the harrowing tale of Kronos, his insatiable appetite for his own offspring, and the cunning escape plan of baby Zeus. Now, a universe-altering confrontation brews. Let's dive back into the cosmic drama. Freed from imprisonment, the Olympians banded around Zeus, and a newfound unity formed among them. This liberation was not just from the confines of Kronos' stomach, but from the tyranny of the old ways of the Titan reign. You can't overlook the complexities of familial ties in this cosmic drama. It wasn't just about the malevolence of Kronos. As with any dynasty, there were political, social, and ideological divides that ran deep within the fabric of this divine family. The Titans had established an order based on primordial and often ruthless principles. The universe under their rule followed patterns that were more chaotic, unpredictable, and often harsh. Their governance lacked finesse, innovation, the balance the younger gods believed they could bring. The Olympians, on the other hand, symbolized a new era, a vision of a cosmos that was more harmonized, structured, and infused with justice, love, and beauty. They aspired for a world where the sky, the seas, and the land were in symphony rather than discord. And even though Kronos was the poster boy for tyranny, several of the Titans were complicit in his deeds, either by direct support or by turning a blind eye to his actions. Zeus knew that if they were to bring forth a new age, they couldn't merely topple Kronos. They had to confront the entire Titan establishment. Gaia's prophecies also played a role. The Titans were well aware of the foretold shift in power that led Kronos to eat his own children, which only added to their defensiveness and paranoia. This might be the first self-fulfilling prophecy because their own actions are what led to tensions reaching a boiling point. What started as a personal vendetta against Kronos evolved into an ideological battle for the fate of the universe. The stage was set for a cataclysmic clash known as the Titanomachy, where old would face new, and the destiny of the cosmos would be rewritten. As tensions escalated and the chasm between the Titans and the younger gods widened, Zeus knew he needed an advantage. The Olympians were powerful, but so were the Titans. The Titanomachy would not be won through might alone. It was strategy and alliances that would tip the scales. Zeus heard whispers of potential allies, beings who held power that could rival the Titans and had their own scores to settle. The Cyclopses and the Hecatoncheires, siblings of the Titans who had been imprisoned by Kronos and the underworld due to the fear of their formidable strength and unique abilities. Zeus, with the help of his siblings, mounted a daring rescue operation into the depths of the underworld and returned with new allies. The Cyclopses were skilled blacksmiths and craftsmen. After their rescue, they pledged their allegiance to Zeus. Grateful for their freedom and eager for retribution against Kronos, they forged powerful weapons for the Olympians. The most notable among these was a gift for Zeus himself, a set of lightning bolts imbued with the raw, chaotic power of the heavens. With the craftsmanship of the Cyclopses and the raw strength of the Hecatoncheires, the Olympians now possessed both the might and the strategy to challenge the Titans. The war raged, with each side experiencing victories and losses, but with Zeus's newfound power and his ability to strategize, the tides began to turn. The final confrontation between the Titans and the Olympians loomed like a storm on the horizon. Both sides were weary from the prolonged conflict, but understood that this battle would decide the rulership of the universe. The very fabric of creation held its breath as the ultimate clash of powers drew near. Mount Othryus, the stronghold of the Titans, stood in stark contrast to Mount Olympus, where the younger gods made their home. The two peaks became the ultimate battleground, the epicenter of a war that would reshape the universe. On one side, the Titans, mighty and ancient, fueled by the desire to reclaim their dominion and by the humiliation of being challenged by their younger kin. On the other, the Olympians, determined and united, powered by a conviction of a new age and the alliances they'd formed. The skies darkened as the battle commenced. Thunder roared, echoing Zeus's fury as he hurled lightning bolt after lightning bolt, each strike causing devastation on the Titan ranks. Poseidon, with the trident forged by the Cyclopses, stirred the seas and caused the earth to quake, while Athena, goddess of wisdom and war, employed strategies that left the Titans reeling. The Hecatoncheires, with their 100 hands, launched a relentless barrage of boulders and rocks, acting as living siege engines. Their assault battered the Titan defenses, causing chaos and disruption. Meanwhile, the Cyclopses used their skills in forging to repair and reinforce the Olympian armaments mid-battle, ensuring that the younger gods were always armed and ready. But the Titans were not to be underestimated. Leading the Titan charge, Kronos swung his mighty adamant sickle with deadly intent, trying to reach his son Zeus and end his rebellion. The ground was torn asunder with every swing, creating chasms that threatened to swallow whole battalions. As hours turned into days and days into nights, the relentless onslaught of the Olympians, combined with their superior strategy and the raw power of their allies, began to wear down the Titan defenses. Key Titans were captured or incapacitated. The morale of the forces dwindled. The climax reached its peak in a direct confrontation between Zeus and Kronos, father against son, the old order against the new. With a final powerful throw of his lightning bolt, Zeus managed to defeat Kronos, symbolizing the definitive end to the Titan reign and the unshakable rise of the Olympians. The dust settled on the battlegrounds of Mount Othryus and Mount Olympus, but the echoes of the war's tremors could still be felt throughout creation. The Olympians, now unchallenged in their authority, gathered to deliberate on the fate of the Titans and the future of the universe. Some Titans, like Atlas, received punishments fitting their roles in the war. He was condemned to hold up the sky for eternity. Others were banished to the dark abysses of the underworld, where they would remain imprisoned, far from the world they once ruled. Zeus, emerging as the leader of the Olympians, sought counsel from his siblings and allies on how to bring order to the chaos. The gods divided responsibilities among themselves, each taking dominion over specific realms and aspects of existence. Zeus became the god of the sky and ruler of the gods. Poseidon ruled over the seas, and Hades was given authority over the underworld. Together they aimed to ensure balance in the universe. This new age required not just order, but healing. The world bore scars from the war, lands divided, skies torn, and seas tempestuous. Demeter brought fertility back to the earth, causing plants to grow and life to flourish once more. Apollo and Artemis took to the skies, bringing the rhythm of day and night, while Dionysus introduced the joys of wine and celebration, allowing mortals a reprieve from their hardships. The Olympians also recognized the importance of their alliances. The Cyclopses and the Hecatoncheires were given places of honor, their contributions to the war never to be forgotten. On Mount Olympus, a grand feast was held, celebrating the victory and the promise of a prosperous era. The gods looked upon the world they would now guide, understanding the weight of their responsibility. They pledged to rule with wisdom, learning from the mistakes of the past. Yet, not all was calm on Olympus. Even as they celebrated their victory, tensions brewed and alliances were tested. Among the gods, there was one, Prometheus, who watched the new order with a critical eye. Known for his foresight, he became increasingly concerned about the fate of humanity under the reign of the Olympians. And so, he took it upon himself to change the mortal world forever. But we'll have to save that for another time. Like the powerful weapons forged by the Cyclopses, I've crafted links to awesome stuff in the description. Until next time, err on the side of awesome.